Is Logan Paul giving your kids cancer? Have he and KSI just been dishing out cancer to the masses like worthless NFTs? Because that's essentially one of the many big claims being made about Prime hydration right now. Because if you've logged on to Twitter or TikTok recently, you've probably seen people warning against drinking the product. And pretty much all of this seeming to stem from a class action lawsuit that was filed last year over claims that a third-party test found that the grape flavor of Prime contains PFAs or PFOs, which are also known as forever chemicals. And the firm behind the suit saying that these chemicals have been found to have adverse effects on the human body and environment. And as far as why this 2023 lawsuit's getting attention now, well, it's because reports say that the documents pertaining to the case were made public earlier this month during a motion hearing, which among other things prompted people to make videos where they were dumping out their Prime bottles. You had doctors chiming in. It turned into a whole thing. And on these pockets of the internet, it just kept getting bigger and bigger. In fact, so much so that Logan Paul made a video this morning denouncing the lawsuit, right? Among other things, saying anyone can just sue anyone at any time. That doesn't make the claims true, and adding,
there's claims that PFOS or forever chemicals come from plastic. So in this case, they're not talking about the actual drink, the liquid Prime. They're talking about the bottle that Prime is manufactured in. This ain't a rinky-dink operation. We use the top bottle manufacturers in the United States. All of your favorite beverage brands, Coke, Pepsi, Tropicana, Dr. Pepper, they use these companies.
With Logan saying they follow all codes and are compliant with FDA guidelines, and also arguing that if you're talking about the actual drink, that argument falls apart too. And they are specifically going after claims from one viral video from a creator by the name of Tommy the Lawyer. Because Tommy, he's made a few videos about Prime, including one where he says,
our office was actually recently contacted by a young boy who has leukemia after drinking Prime Hydration, and PFOs and PFAs have been linked to specific types of cancers.
While that alone is a very, very big accusation, Logan didn't focus on that one and instead just centered on what was directly related to the lawsuit.
According to the testing done by one of the lawyers for the plaintiff.
Whoa, hold it. You saw Goodman or Walter White, brother, because this little study that was conducted by a lawyer is absolute bullshit. They're claiming that Prime has 0.06 ppt, parts per trillion. But that's interesting because the EPA says that anything under 1.1 ppt cannot be deemed as reasonably accurate.
Logan claiming that there are no tools to even prove what's being alleged, by saying the detection limit is far higher than what they say they found.
And that's just the detection limit. Your own state will not even take action unless it's over 40 parts per trillion.
With them arguing that the claim wasn't even factual and then moving to another point, which was that Tommy the Lawyer said that one single bottle of Prime Hydration has 3 times the amount of forever chemicals that you should have from drinking water in your life. And notably there, quite a few people on TikTok had already slammed that as a misrepresentation of what the lawsuit says and what the EPA's figures mean. And with that, you had Logan here saying,
we have a very big multi-million-dollar filter that filters the water from the state. Water you drink at home, water provided by the state before we make it into Prime. If this claim about PFOs and PFAs is true, what is that saying about your state water?
With Logan then adding that the EPA recommends one of 3 tactics to remove these chemicals, and Prime does 2 of them, right? And very notably, Logan saying they have samples of every batch of Prime. So if the plaintiff has their production number and comes forward with it, Prime can test their sample. And he closed that video by saying that the company follows every guideline and regulation, and then he issued a threat or a promise.
So Tommy the TikTok lawyer, 4 videos in, man, farm those views, get those likes, and get a haircut while you're at it. We'll accept an apology within the next 48 hours, otherwise you're gonna be representing yourself in a miserable courtroom for lying about our brand.
Though to that, you actually had Tommy responding today.
Yo, Logan, why don't we just go live and talk about this? Do you want to have a discussion or you just want to threaten me?
Which I will say is a very weird reaction to a defamation claim. Right, debate me on live, bro. Which, you know, hasn't happened, and I don't imagine that it would, especially as the responses to Logan's video as well as Tommy's have favored Logan, with many seeming impressed by his defense, whether they like him or not, also saying that he cooked the lawyer. Though Tommy the Lawyer had his own thoughts about that while going live today.
And I'm dying to know where his evidence is. He screen clipped parts of documents they didn't even show you in full, and y'all just believe him at face value. That speaks more to you than anyone. That's like the Logan Paul bro phrase. You're cooked, bro. It's like the bro, they're like at the gym right now. You're cooked, bro.
Also, I'll say my favorite part of the live stream that I caught before I started recording was that he was equating the people that were criticizing him or going after him in his live chat this is real, to people that criticize Patrick Mahomes while they're just at home on their couches. But ultimately, we're gonna have to wait to see what happens here, because of course, while the court of public opinion is going to continue to play out, this is all connected to real lawsuits and threats of other lawsuits, and they're gonna go through courts. And that is where the really meaningful and interesting stuff's gonna play out.